Hi, this is Matt Landever with Oregon Life Homes, and welcome to 176 Nehalem Loop in Roseburg. I hope I said that right. But I want to give you a tour of the neighborhood, the property, and of course the house itself. So let's go take a look. Starting with the neighborhood. Right now we're in Green, which is just south of Roseburg and north of Winston. It is a sub-district of Roseburg, though. Driveway has some really beautiful views here. Neighbors are not too close together. Right in front of the driveway, you have goats. They're fairly quiet, which is always nice. The road that the driveway is on is a gravel road. It is not paved the entire way up from the street. But the houses around here are really, really nice. Even though this is a manufactured home, it still boasts your neighbor's home. This is 3-bay garage and then a second 2-car garage as well. Your cross street neighbor at this property, and then all the goats here. In the back is a large field that's connected to another neighbor's property that has quite a few acres there. I do apologize if I'm a little huffing and puffing. It's about like 90 something degrees and a little bit humid, which is kind of unusual for Roseburg. I'm not really used to humidity anymore. Well, the next neighbor up, gonna be all the way up there. But other than that, you have a large portion of this area all to yourself. So let's go take a look at the outbuildings and the surrounding property. I will say that there are some areas I'm not really able to get through, just because of how high the foliage and blackberries are. You see what I mean when we get there, but yeah, this, as you can tell, this property definitely needs a good landscaping. A lot of weeds right now. Starting with the actual yard, the side and backyard directly to the house is fully fenced. You have these 6-foot tall fence, which are all really nice. There is a potential koi pond and waterfall here. Clearly this has been emptied and has remained empty for quite some time. Thankfully I'm not seeing any koi in there either, but you do have that potential there. The fence for the most part looks like it's in fairly decent shape, as does most of the house. There are a few areas of concern, and I'll point those out as we get to them, but just off notice the siding here, but this looks like that's not actually really the siding. That's just a paper something to protect the actual siding from spalling. My best guess. But just when I touched it with my foot, I could feel solid beneath it, but that actually gave, and it's not pink either, obviously. Just so you see what I'm talking about. but the rest of the house does look pretty good. From what I could tell from the roof, it looks like it's in good shape. It does not look like a 19-year-old roof, so I'm assuming they've had to replace it at some point. Then this is the rest of the fenced backyard. This then goes into this back porch here. From what I can tell, the porch itself is in very good shape. I do see spots where it is needing to be repainted, but beyond that, it does look good. I'm not seeing any instance of dry rot or but for the banisters and the deck itself. Honestly, what's needing is it needs to be cleaned. Does not look like anyone has taken care of this property in quite a bit. Moving on to the other side of the house. As you can see, once again, definitely needs to be weeded. But yeah, moving on to the other side of the house, we'll go check out the barn area. Once again, there's a lot of potential in there, but it definitely needs some cleanup and needs some care and needs to be weeded. A lot of the property in itself is fenced, as you can tell just from around here. It looks like it is missing a gate there that could be put in to fully keep this enclosed. And you'll see the same thing on the other side of the fence as well. I'll show you that in just a moment. So, as I said, a lot of space. This is really nice area. This would be great for a shop. There's several outlets that do 250 volts. A lot of outlets actually throughout. And you can really make this whatever you would want. It has a garage bay door. If you're wanting to bring in heavier machines or equipment. But moving on to the upstairs, the steps do feel fairly solid. Up here leaves a lot to be desired. Primarily, it's just kind of dirty. It's not in bad shape, but it's not in great shape either. And I'm kind of curious what you use this space for. And this is just there's some writing on here. I don't really know how that means. But yeah, it's a very odd space. There is power up here as well. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, it needs a good cleaning. And you see this with the rest of the house too, that a lot of it is in okay shape, but a big part of it really is missing that cleanliness at this price range. I do like that this door can fully closed here to enclose this carport. And then this is the area that I don't think I'm going to be able to get into very much, just because of how overgrown it is. I really don't want to get ticks on me. Let me just shuffle through a little bit. Just give you an idea. This is fully fenced, but just like the rest of the property, it does look like it has not had much care. This is the edge of the property here and into your neighbor's property. So all this would be your backyard neighbor. And then there's going to be the main street right there. But yeah, as you can see, there is no fence gate from the top corner. Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. Down to block this off. But thankfully there is the fully fenced backyard area. So if you do have pets, you can let them out there. They just wouldn't have the full run of the property without some extra fencing. That has been the property itself. So why don't we go take a look at inside the house? Actually, before we do, I do just want to point out there is some peeling paint in places around the door frame. And that's definitely dry rot there and there. I'm not really seeing any other signs of peeling paint or dry rot except for right at the front door. Right at the garage door. I'm not really sure what's causing that, but it's a good thing to keep an eye out on. So moving on to the front door. I did notice this when I first came in. It looks like the board is a little needs to be replaced. Not sure if it's rotted or not, or just broken. Sorry, there's a hot one out there. So the house itself is in fairly good shape. It does need to be cleaned. There is a stale smell to the house I can't quite place. I don't know where it's coming from. And I'll be honest, I'm a little scared to open the fridge. Because if the smell is in the fridge, it's going to get real bad real quick. So anyway, I'm going to just keep talking and try to ignore the smell. Very spacious living room. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It has 1,904 square feet. And this house was built in 2007. It looks like it's in fairly good condition. I do want to point out there is no door to the pantry. Okay, water is on. And then there's some outlets covers are missing, but it's right there. I'm not really sure why they wouldn't just put that back on. Moving on, you have a half bath right here. We check the ceilings. Hi. And a nice coat closet right here as well, or utility closet. This is going to be a laundry room, or laundry area, I should say. Hooked up for your washer and dryer. And then your primary bedroom is right here. You have plenty of outlets. There doesn't seem to be any smoke detector. That seems to be missing for some odd reason. And then there's also, as you can see, no door to the bathroom again. The sink itself looks like it's in fairly good shape. Oh, sorry, the bathroom itself looks like it's in fairly good shape. Plenty of cabinet space, double sinks, nice deep bathtub, and walk-in shower. Followed by a very spacious walk-in closet. This one does have a door. Kind of ironically. Moving on to the upstairs, we'll do the downstairs last. Oh, I'm guessing here's where the security system used to be, which is a shame that they never covered it. Steps are in good condition. They're fairly deep, easy to walk them down. It is really hot up here, unfortunately. There's a nice amount of space up here though. You have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Here's your first bedroom. Nice closet space. I couldn't get this to light up. And then, I don't know why I said light up, turn on. And then attic entrance and then water heater up here. Pretty nice guest bathroom here. You do need a shower curtain, obviously. But you can see what they did there. Because originally it was just a tub. This is your second bedroom. Decent view. And then this one holds the furnace. Again, decent closet space. Oh no, not bad space at all. It's kind of doing the rounds here. Oh yeah, we can see the roof a little bit better here. Looks like there's been some moss built up, but that's fairly normal. But nothing too bad looking. Again, just pointing out, smoke detector needs to be replaced. At least it's not beeping incessantly. I did notice a heat pump outside, so there should be forced air. That's another thing I wanted to point out. There is decent, I am blanking on the word, these things, but you can also tell that here and here, here, they have been removed, and I don't see any evidence of them. Just something to note. And then once again, for the door going down to the basement, Kind of missing an important item. Moving on to the basement. Steps are in good condition. Not feeling anything. Oh, it is a lot cooler down here. And this is a really cool space. Again, I really like how this is laid out. You have a lot of easy possibilities. You kind of have these old saloon doors. Did I do that? Extra storage down here as well. And here, I don't see any light. Plenty of storage. I'm a little concerned by how deep this garage is. You'll be parking very close to where I'm standing. I feel like if you were to park a car in here, clearly this used to be the laundry room. It has power for a dryer and as well as plumbing. Oh, it also has another half bath. Interesting. I have no idea if that works. I will leave that for a home inspector though. Nope, not rat poop. Just want to make sure. Interesting choice. Yeah, that concludes our tour. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to help, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.